are listening to Goof On Radio with Rich Giordano.
My personal belief is that there is very compelling evidence that we may not be alone.
There has been and is an existing presence, an ET presence. It's not going to make a difference. It's not going to change reality.
I believe, as do the other folks that were on the flight, that when we visually saw it, that it was something not from this world.
Goof On Radio.
You were either in or you were either out, brother.
But the cream will rise to the top, oh yeah.
Goof On Radio with Rich Giordano.
I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world.
Goof On Radio.
Remain seated, please. Permanecer sentados, por favor.
You are listening to Goof On Radio with Rich Giordano.
All right. Welcome to Goof On, everybody. It is Wednesday, February 22, 2023. How is everybody? A little late getting started. Had to do something, sorry. And yeah. And here we go. It is going to be an interesting show. We've got a lot of weird things to talk about tonight. I thought, I was going to make this a show about the strangest things ever. So, I saw this going on. Pentagon hides footage of two huge bright UFOs shadowing a U.S. warship. I usually never put huge titles like that on a thumbnail, but what are you going to do? But nonetheless, it's true. And we'll go over that. So many strange and odd videos I found recently. It is a really strange day. Today was a strange day, which is the reason why we're having a strange show. So we're going to get that going. Whoops, I see something here. Hold on. There we go. Let's do a little roll call and get over it. We'll get over this real quick. Hold on. Search and Destroy. Welcome to the show. Lantonionios. Everybody go out and get the new cereal, Lantonios. All you got to do is add a little milk, a little happiness, a little sadness. and you got yourself your Lantonios. They're delicious, and you can now get them with marshmallows. I know, the real... I don't know what that means. Jammer Travels, welcome to the show. Samo, Goofonian Rockstar, welcome. Conundrum, welcome. Dot, welcome. Zach Dykes Montu, welcome. Glenn Petzold, welcome. Cha, welcome. Truthertainment, welcome. Denbub, welcome. Waff 007, welcome. Cornelius Doherty, welcome, welcome. Philip Blair, welcome, welcome. Intergalactic Overhaul throws down a $2 super dono to start the show. Can you believe it? Unbelievable. Let's give him one of these. Thank you, Intergalactic Overhaul. There you go. Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you. Like magic of poppin' fresh donos. Speaking of, Dorothy Hawkins throwing down $2 super dono as well. Let's give one up to Dorothy. Dorothy, over here. Over here. Yo, right. There it is. Yeah. Haha, kid. Yeah, wait, get back to normal. Thanks, Dorothy, a continuing supporter of Goof On and a good friend of the show. Welcome, welcome. There's a... Oh, sorry about that. I was talking to myself. Oh, God, did you hear it? Rich Giordano did... Goof On did blackface. Can you hear it now? He did blackface on his show. Thanks, Denbub, for the Canadian $1.49 super sticker. Mucho gusto, Denbubso. Welcome to the show. Thank you for that. All things good with a £2, £2 super sticker. And a beautiful watch I see that tells the time, the date. It even got little records on there. That's cool. Welcome. And thank you for that $2 super sticker. Appreciate that. All things good. You can help support the show. Super chat, super sticker, PayPal, Cash App. You can join up on Goof On, support that way. Anything you feel like. All the links are in the show descript and on the About page on Goof On. Right here on the tubes. Hey, you want to hear something awesome? Thank you, All Things Good. Appreciate it. Mucho gusto. Continuing supporter. You gotta love this. Marie's UFOs finally blocks me. She finally blocks me on Twitter. Like, that's gonna stop me from seeing what she's doing. Does she know us? Does she know what we do? Anyway, it's not gonna work, little Marie. She is, and you know, now that she's blocked me, I'm just gonna say it. The worst. The biggest problem on UFOs I've seen on Twitter. It is terrible. I'm not going to let up. I'm not going to stop Marie. I'm still going to talk about your stupid sightings because they're horrible. Even though you're doing good work, you're out there putting the time in, you're not learning anything. How do you go out there every day and not learn? Yeah. Some people you just can't change, and she don't want to change. She doesn't want to. She likes putting on the facade because she likes faking people. Her whole life, people were probably faking her. This is her way to fake out the public. She's getting revenge. I think that's what a lot of these people do. A lot of these people who don't want to learn anything and keep posting shit as legitimate UFOs when they aren't at all. They're just particulates in the air. It's so obvious. Nobody sees UFOs every day. Who do you think you are? Think you Christopher Bledsoe? You're going down a bad path, Marie. You're already on the path. Learn what you're doing. She's not going to. She won't last forever anyway. She won't be around that long. By the end of this year, she won't be doing it anymore. Guarantee it. It's your fault. It's going to be your fault she did it. Good. Good. I hope it is my fault. I hope she quits because of me. She won't now. Now she's going to make double the efforts. So that means double the dumbness and double the bullshit that, I just don't have time for stupidity. And don't act like you're my friend, acting like, donating and saying, oh, I appreciate everything you say. Oh, I appreciate you telling me what, you have learned over the years. Oh, all bullshit. Another faker. Another hoaxer trying to make it on your dime. And I'm not going to let up. Just like I didn't let up about the other person. What was her name? Big Sister? What was she called? All things real or something? It was something like all things good, but it's not. It's not. It's all things something. Here's $1 from Stephen Karn. Sorry, I almost said Crane like a dick. I bet you people do that to you too, right? Yeah. I know they do because I just did it. Thank you, Steven. A good supporter of the show, good friend of the show. Been around forever. Continuing supporter of GoofOn. I can't tell you how much I love you, guy, man. Thank you very much. I pay attention to everybody. I pay attention. I do. And welcome to the show, Steven. Thank you. Appreciate that, man. Well, thank you, Steven. Even though Rich didn't want to play the video, I did. What are you talking about? Thank you for the good super. Well, it's a dono. Yeah, it's a dono, dummy. Hey! Thank you very much, Steven. Let those two argue about it. What are you guys talking about? I love you guys. Look at this. Look. Is he dead? Oh, I don't know. Is he smoking cigars again? Ha ha! Where did he go? Where's Rich? Hee hee! Aha! I don't always catch a live show. Oh, dearie me. Ha ha! Nope. He's a gabba 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 gabba. Ha 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 ha! Where's Richie? Says Jammer Travels. See, you guys are awesome. BST Club, $2 super sticker. I'm looking at the truck. Trying to see that. Thank you very much. That's your first super chat, obviously, to GoofOn. I appreciate that. BST Club. I wonder what that means. Is that like a Beeb? No, I can't think of what that's like. BST. I'm not muted anymore. Oh God, this is. Oh wow, I'm 5 minutes behind on the chat. Let me move it. Oh wow. Well, BST, thank you very much for the super chat for $2 super sticker. Actually, thank you for the support. I can't tell you how much that means. Well, the only way I can is by saying it. Andy. Well, thank you, BST Club, for the $2 super sticker. Where is it? At Gush. That's what we say when we get excited. At Gush. Capiche? Yeah, that was a weird thank you, but thank you very much. Mucho gusto generoso. Welcome to GoofOn, by the way. I hope you enjoy it. I don't know. Every show's different. I don't know. Maybe tonight's not a good night. I don't know. Molly Collie throwing down $2. just like every other show this week. Molly Collie, my son wants to buy a pair of your used undies. If you put $200 in my PayPal account, I'll send you a pair. Used. Not so fresh. And I know they're for you. Your son. Come on. You're a beautiful woman. I would do anything for you. By the way, thank you for the $2. My son wants to buy a pair of your used undies super chat. I'm a little scared. A little bit. Not much, Molly. I'm used to requests like that, believe it or not. Yeah. No, I'm just kidding. I am, though. I'm not. I am. I am not used to that. Wayne, what do you say, Chief? Thank you, Molly Collie. Molly. Molly, what do you say there, Wayne? Michigan UFO sightings of paranormal encounters. Beep. How you doing? Welcome to the show. Cricket. Lulu. Welcome to the show. I love that you made that picture just like mine. Just like my original. It's beautiful. Never thought I would. I mean, you even have the same. You're doing exactly what the alien is. It's a good picture, actually. Bob, 2 B's are better than 1. The shirtless wonder. Raging. All right, let's get started. Spooky. Claudia, giddy up. You know, yeah. What do they ask for my help and then they block me. You know what I mean? I don't understand people. No, I do. I understand people perfectly. So let's get started with the high strangeness that's going on everywhere. This is just going to be a really interesting show so far. Let's go. So far, let's go, I said. That didn't make sense. I was supposed to say so far, and then I don't know. I just said let's go. All right. This is strange, actually. This is a bit out of normal. Not really ufological, but still strange. Check this out. I don't understand what's going on. Really. I really don't with these trains. I got a video to show you in a minute. This is a bit out of the normal. Look at this. Breaking. Major response is underway after a compound of uranium is on fire at the Y-12 National Security Complex, Tennessee, Oak Ridge. Currently, a major response is underway as multiple agency crews are responding to a uranium fire at the Y-12 National Security Complex in Oak Ridge. The Y-12 complex has confirmed that the material involved in the fire was a compound of uranium, officials say. The public is not in any danger. Oh no. We'll just put up breaking news alerts on the TV because no danger. No danger. Yeah, don't worry about this little insignia, this sign right there. That means nothing. That means there's music playing and that's the sound where it's going. That's all that means. Not nuclear or anything. Don't worry about that. Uranium? Nah. It's not unobtainium, guys. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. The public's fine. It's just a fire. It's just uranium burning in the air. It'll go away in 10,000 years. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. And here, this is very odd. This is from Tom Slocum from Texas. Check this out. I don't know what's going on, he says. Why our trains are derailing every week. Goodbye. There you go. Tilt right over. There it is. And what's going on? Oh, everybody, take a tumble. It's fun this way. Yeah. Don't worry about that thing on the end there. That was just George. Yeah, he just got rolled over under 2 tons of heavy steel. Nothing to see here. Nothing. Just a little, they're taking a nap. It was all they were doing. They were just resting. They're going to rest. That's what train cars do. God, you guys got a lot to learn. Maybe I'll go get an engineer to explain it to you. I don't know if I played this yesterday, but I am going to play it now. I don't remember playing this, but it's possible I already played part of it. I don't think I played the whole thing. But Greer, I don't know if I played this. He retells the story about Admiral Wilson, about his briefing, of the many presidents in his long, illustrious career. This started a chain of events which led to the Wilson documents. The whole crazy story. And by the way, it's rather interesting. It's not bad. Eric Davis and Admiral Wilson. And then he also talks about the launch of the Disclosure Project. We don't need to see that. But here's Dr. Greer. I did play this. I just remembered talking about his hands shaking. I don't know. I'll play it for a second because I got to grab something. So we'll play a minute.
To the president's people, and also eventually when I briefed the J2, the head of intelligence.
Sure you did. Whoa! I can't believe I just hit that by accident.
So, for example, in the case of Admiral Wilson, now, he's head of intelligence joint staff, Admiral. He made an inquiry into this based on a portfolio I had couriered to him.
What was that
but
about?
He was denied access because I said, look at the distribution list here. Follow that thread.
Here it comes.
And so, for example, in the case of Admiral Wilson, now, he's head of intelligence joint staff, Admiral.
Here it comes. Big lip. It is.
He made an inquiry into this based on a portfolio I had couriered to him. But he was denied access. And there's public documents now about this that leaked out. Look it up. And what happened is that he was also threatened personally and with demotion.
Of course.
So this was all happened kind of prior to my stand-up briefing at the Pentagon for him, which happened in 1997, over 25 years ago, 26. And it was a very disturbing event for him. For me, by then, I was battle-hardened. I realized what was going on. He was shocked that he had been threatened and denied access to these projects. I wasn't, because I said, well, you're in good company. The SecDef, Secretary of Defense has, the President, the Director of the CIA. And by then, I had met with key members in the Congress and Senate Intelligence Committee. They had all been pushed aside and denied access. So by then, I had already accepted this new paradigm of there being, as Senator Inouye said, and I'm quoting, there's a secret government with its own Air Force, its own Navy, its own funding mechanism that's above the law and free from the law itself. I'm almost giving an exact quote here. And, that's something that most people have to understand first off here, is that what we're dealing with is not a sanctioned or even a normal black project. And I can say this with authority because I am working now with people who literally manage the black budget of the United States currently. And they were denied access to all these projects. They had no idea that there were deep black.
Okay, hold on a second. Wait, so Greer is working with the Black Project people now, he said. Hold on. I mean, that is just a strange and a very nicely done interview, by the way. The video is beautiful on that, by the way, just, in case you were wondering. Yeah, here it is. I accidentally clicked out of it. But he said some interesting things there, which really...
Paradigm of there being, as Senator Inouye said, and I'm quoting, there's a secret government with its own Air Force, its own Navy,
right.
its own funding mechanism that's above the law and free from the law itself.
They have their own funding mechanism. It's a good way to put it.
I'm almost giving an exact quote here. And, that's something that most people have to understand first off here, is that what we're dealing with is not a sanctioned or even the normal black project.
Good.
And I can say this with authority because I am working now with people who literally manage the black budget of the United States.
Oh, so he works with people who work on the black budget for the United States. He's always got something up his sleeve, even though his sleeves are very short and tight.
Currently.
Yeah. Is Stephen Karn still here? A little birdie told me something, that it's your wife's birthday? So if you're still here, let's give it up for Stephen Karn's wife. It's her birthday, whoever she is. Come on, everybody, for Stephen Karn's wife. Sing along with me.
Happy
Birthday to you. Who?
Happy birthday
To you, Stephen Karn's wife.
Happy birthday
Day to you are Stephen Karn's wife to you. One more time.
from good friends and true.
We're new friends. Oh shit.
From old friends and new.
We're the new ones.
May good luck go with you.
Yay.
And happiness too.
Yay. Congratulations. Another year. Stephen Karn's wife. She did it. Congratulations. Many, many more wonderful years on this earth to keep Stephen happy and secure. Kind of like the Constitution of the United States and the Fourth Amendment. And I'm sure you like the second. But happy birthday. Happy birthday to you, Mrs. C. Huh? You see what I did there? Yeah, there it is. Aw, oh, good. I'm happy. That's great. Happy birthday. Birthdays are awesome. Let me tell you why. They only come around once a year. They're only about you once. What I would do to have no more birthdays 20 years ago. If I can go back, I'll go back to when I was 40. Oh, that's it. Just take me back 14 years, 11 months, and 2 weeks. Yeah, 55 and 16 days. I'm going to be 55. You know what I was told at the dispensary? Because they look at your ID when you go in there. Oh, in a few more weeks, you get our senior discount. I looked right at the dude. I go, you son of a bitch. How dare you bring that up when it's not even my birthday yet? You motherfucker. I should come across that counter and steal all those buds behind you. That's all I kept. Every time I go to a dispensary, I'm always like this. I'm like, is there anything free lying around here? I don't give a shit about the cameras. No, I do. I'm just kidding. All right, let's get back to work. I like that birthday song. She's got a good voice. Yeah, she does. All right, let's get back to work. Shall we? Curious oblong object detected on radar was closely tracked by NASA. Officials say an odd. Oh, I talked about that yesterday. All right, let's get rid of that. It's all coming back to me. All right, I want you to look at this. This is a sighting. I usually save these for the end of the show. But you know what? We'll save it till the end of the show. And I'm going to because we started a little late, doesn't mean I'm going longer tonight. I'm still cutting out of here at the normal time, just in case anybody was wondering. But I'm not sure Yeah, I'm going to save that clip for the end of the show. All right, so before I get into the main topic here, this Christopher Bledsoe dude is just getting way, way too much unbelievable credit. I don't get people, man. This guy, the Juan, I thought he was like super skeptical of everything. And then he says, last Bledsoe post of the night, this story gave me the creeps. A giant shadow person with eyes materialized in the Bledsoe living room. Yeah. You know what? Oh my God. There was a man behind you, Yvonne said, trembling with fear. A big one, Jeremy said. Ryan and Jeremy shot up. They shot up? What the hell kind of heroin addicts are these? And went running around both sides of the house looking for who was in our yard. Yvonne said he must have been 8 feet tall, which made me worried for Ryan and Jeremy, so I went out with them. Yeah, go outside with them. We didn't see anyone or anything else unusual. Back in the house, Yvonne described what she had seen. A dark figure the shape of a man, with no distinguishing features but a pair of eyes, had drifted up directly behind my head. The house had been converted from a modular home and was lifted 3 feet off the ground. So, by the shape of its shoulders, it must have been a giant to occlude the entire window behind me. Behind me. Yeah, kind of like this. Is this the mysterious creature? Watch this. No, listen to what happened to me. So last night, I'm watching TV, and I hear what sounds like footsteps coming down the hallway. So all I have to do is lean a little bit like this, and I don't see anything, but I sure as hell hear it. And the steps were getting closer. It's not a long hallway, and it sounded like they stopped right before they got to the carpet. And I'm sitting there like this, looking to the right, because I'm waiting for something to happen. And I saw these, I guess you could call them eyes, I don't know, but they were 2 glowing orbs that were basically the distance apart. If it was a jack-o'-lantern, it's a made-up story. Anybody can do all this shit. That's how easy it is to lie. And I don't appreciate myself doing that to teach a very valuable lesson. I don't like it. I don't like to show how good I am at lying. But I had to. I had to show you how easy it is. Because it's easy, it sucks, and I hate people that lie. How do you know Christopher Bledsoe's lying? You have stuff at your house. You say. There's a difference between what I say and what he's saying. That's for damn sure. I say I lay little bumps and creaks and catch an EVP here and there. All this guy's evidence is blurry, moving bullshit. It's not. I've not seen one shred of good come from that Bledsoe story. It is a scam, a lie, and a way for him to make money. Because he wrote a book. So he got what he wanted. God, I hate that shit. It does. It makes me angry. It really, really does. And that's why I talk about her. Yeah, her. I know. I said it. So. What time is it? Wait a second. Wait a second. Oh my God, I'm freaking out. I looked at the clock before I talked about that entire Bledsoe and it said 7:55. I got done talking about it, read the whole thing, explained what I felt, looked back at the clock, and it's still 7:55. Oh, now it's moving. That was weird, man. It must have been 7:50 something, but I saw 7:55 because I said, oh, I have 5 minutes. When I'm done with this little segment, I'll go to Into Thin Air and see if there's a video, which I started to do, right? And then I look at the clock to see if I made it exactly at 8 o'clock, and I see it's still 7:55. So how did that happen? How did that happen? How did that happen? All right, there is a video. It's time for Into Thin Air, I2TA, at the top of the hour when there's videos from I2TA. We play them here with full permission. And we will talk about the strange events that are happening in our solar system, around the world, and abroad. Here we go. I2TA, take it away.
And welcome back, everyone. It is 2/22/2023, and we are taking a look at our sun today, which has certainly been outperforming itself. We're taking a look at a specific sunspot, even though we have multiple that are facing Earth at the moment. This one specifically, AR3234, which is making its way towards Earth facing, has been producing a significant number of strong M-class solar flares, and even an X-class had taken place back on February 17th. Also, we have a very interesting anomaly that has returned, and the last time we saw this was back on September 1st, and it's happened again with a slight difference, but a very odd anomaly being caught once again on our sun. Now, before we do that, I want to go over a little bit of stuff that's been going on because of these CMEs that were somewhat unexpected, and this article kind of talks about that. The title, Sunspot Crackling with Solar Flares Spells Solar Storm Trouble on Earth. Blackouts Span the Globe. Now, they are specifically talking about the sunspot we just mentioned, AR3234, the one on the upper left quadrant of the sun. And it says right here, AR3234 is crackling with solar flares and has caused multiple eruptions in the last 24 hours. Radio blackouts have now occurred all around Earth. So again, this is no joke. This is actually affecting us on Earth already. And I want to read you this part too, and I have another interesting article to show you. After a glancing blow by coronal mass ejections, also known as CMEs, on February 20th that produced a very weak solar storm. It was expected that the sun would be quiet for a while, however, that does not seem to be the case. Yesterday, February 21st, another new sunspot, AR3234, has turned unstable and has been crackling with solar flares. In the last 24 hours, it has also produced multiple M-class solar flare eruptions, which have resulted in radio blackouts all across the planet. As the Earth struggles with this ordeal, there are fears that another X-class solar flare eruption could easily trigger a terrifying solar storm. And for those of you that follow me, we talk about this a lot. We speak about how these solar eruptions, when they are Earth-facing, put an enormous amount of pressure on the Earth's magnetic field, which then in turn causes things like radio blackouts, internet outages, cell phone interruptions, and even earthquakes. Some of the larger solar storms we get have been directly related to some of the biggest earthquakes we've ever seen on the planet. And this article right here is also important, and this talks about the powerful X-class flare spat out a rare solar tsunami, and you could hear it smashing into Earth. I'm going to leave the link for this article because there actually is a sound you can hear that was recorded by an astronomer, and this one specifically was one of those CMEs that caused the radio blackouts we had on Earth. Now, this solar flare that I showed you on the chart was the only X-class of this grouping of recent solar flares. The rest were M-class, just that lower level below it, but still very strong and very powerful. And it says right here, a sunspot recently belched out a surprise X-class flare. One of the most powerful solar flares our home star is capable of producing. The enormous explosion created a rarely seen solar tsunami across the sun's surface and unleashed an intense burst of radiation that caused radio blackouts on Earth. I am not sure what other proof you need to understand that the sun is a direct relation to what happens here on Earth in many different ways. Again, here is that solar chart. This chart here does not show the X-class, as the X-class flare took place on the 17th. These are all the M-class solar flares that have happened since then. And you got to understand that these things begin to pile up. That is why our solar wind is at nearly 500 kilometers per second. That is that solar wind and the solar particles hitting Earth's magnetic field causing these disruptions. This website right here, as many of you know, is Suspicious Observers. Again, an amazing researcher when it comes to the sun and what it does to our Earth. I'll also link this website in the description box for those of you that don't know about been. But because of this situation, the most important thing to look out for, besides obviously power outages and radio blackouts, which are serious in their own, is the earthquake effect that it has on Earth. And we've obviously gone through some pretty significant earthquake situations. Turkey, for example, a lot of weird things happening here on the eastern half of the United States. And of course, we've had a few deep, large earthquakes in an area prone to those specific types of earthquakes. But again, when the sun is projecting that energy on the Earth's field, we see them more and more. All right, and now, as I said in the beginning of the video, we had a friend stop by over the sun today, and it looks very familiar to something we saw back in September of 2022. Now, we're going to take a quick look at both of these. Again, here is the one from September 1st of 2022, a very odd line streaking across the sun, and then this very strange long beam coming out of the brightest part of whatever this may be. And on this particular day, I actually found a few anomalies on the sun, the September 1st day I'm speaking of, but what could this possibly be? We have to rule out meteors because meteors only burn up once they are actually hitting the atmosphere of the Earth, which is what causes them to light up and or explode, which we've been seeing all over the place lately. But why this weird light that comes off the top here? Now I'm going to show you the difference between this one in September and then this one I captured literally today, the 22nd, which basically looks like the same exact object, anomaly, whatever you want to call it. I can't say.
You know, I have to stop it here because I'm trying to figure out if I've ever seen these things showing up on video. We always get still images, right? And for this to be happening, it looks like there's an origin here where it came out of, right? It does look like that. And then you got the light, and then right here, it looks like the sun is being unzipped. And the light, or the other side, the other universe, is peeking through. And we're seeing another dimension play out. That's why we can't understand why this is this way. See this here? When it gets to this point, it unzips. That's why we see light. And it's very precise. It's very, very bright, very strong. Now, I could be bullshitting myself because I have no idea what the hell I'm looking at or what this is, but I sure like talking like I do. These things are fun. This is fun. I don't know what it is, but it looks like here's an origin. It is weird. It is. It's bizarre. It's not. But I want to see the videos of these because I think I have. And when these appear, they appear in like flashes, like super quick, like beep, you know, boop, and that's it. You only get one frame, one grab. You don't get two, you know, where's the other frames? Don't you think I2TA, if there was more frames of this, he would take it as it's, you know, this line gets longer and this is half the size getting long. Don't you think he would show us any more evidence? It's just this. It's just this. It's just this. I'm talking like Biden right now. Because as the video was playing, I lit up a nice joint. Sucked down half of it. I think I'm feeling the effects of it. This is very cool. It's cool. But guess what? It is really hot. Because it's on the sun. You see what I did there? Come on, pay attention.
Because I don't know. All I know is that this is very odd to see, and if you notice, the light in this direction is going downward, as opposed to the one in September that not only had a different angle across the sun, but the light was protruding upward. Now, whatever's causing that, again, I can't tell you, but when you see these things, how can you not talk about them, and how can you not ask what they could possibly be? And the reason I feel like these are objects that are moving across the sun is because you could see a tail kind of behind this thing before it becomes much more bright and puts off this streak of light that shoots downward in this particular image. We can get right in there too and see some interesting detail. Now, this could be a smaller object, and because of the frame rate of the SDO cameras, it's showing this bright streak. But why would the streak only be captured in part of the image and the rest looks like a tail? I'm not sure if it's some interaction with the sun or whatever it may be, but this is now the second time I've captured.
You know what it is? It's a tear in the sky of the sun. Tear in the Sky. The movie. Come on, kids.
captured this particular object or anomaly. Again, I don't know. Some people claim this is space dust. I find that very hard to believe because these things are massive. And again, they tend to happen during high solar activity. I have many videos. All you have to do is search Into Thin Air Sun Anomalies, and you will see tons of videos I've made on not only things like this, but actual things caught off the edge of the sun shooting in downwards and upwards direction. Clearly things that aren't coming from the sun directly, but are captured again during the high solar activity. It almost seems like one goes with the other. So I'm basically just asking some questions here. What are your opinions about this type of anomaly? What do you think it could be? I don't even want to take it to the UFO conversation because we just don't know what it is.
No.
And I'll be the first to admit when I don't know what something is, I'm going to say it. But anytime I see this, you can be guaranteed that you will be seeing it here on the channel. I'll have an updated version of the anomalies I capture around and in front of the sun in the very near future, but I definitely wanted to show you this image and compare it with that September image because we're almost looking at the same exact thing with just the light shooting in a different direction. Very interesting stuff. And that, my friends, is where we're going to leave it today. I want to thank you all for taking the time to watch this video. Keep an eye on the sun. It is very important. Shout out to Canada, and I'll see you all in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.
I2TA throwing it down, man. That was a freaking awesome episode. You know, I was only going to play half of it. And then I forgot that I was only going to play half of it, and I kept watching it because it was interesting to me. I don't know where these objects come from. They are strange. If they're even objects, but they have to be. Let's pull it up. I want to show you. Because we've been seeing these things. I've been seeing them. If you're a fan of ufology or the paranormal or whatever, you know, you're used to seeing these anomalies. And they sure are weird. It's very. And look, there's a cursor on the sun. I know that's his. I'm joking. So I was saying maybe it's being shot out of the sun. That's what I think. And then when it gets to a certain elevation, maybe, I don't know. Because then now, okay, for this light to be going to look like this, one would think that this entire line was moving from bottom to top. Would you agree with that? That might be what this is. Could this be a digital artifact from radar that we use for the sun, and for some reason, maybe we intercepted the signal for a quick, brief moment in time, because gravity, time and space, the closest to the sun, you know, as you could get. No, I know, it's just a camera. I'm kidding. Calm down. But I'm just saying, it is different next to the sun. So whatever's happening there, this could just be happening at such a fast scale. It comes out of the sun. It's just an ejection. I'm going to show you something here from Chris Rogers. He says, is a coronal mass ejection, a CME, like a solar egg? I like the little water thing you got there. Yeah, very nice. Thank you, Chris Rogers. It's like the same thing, but different. The sun, it's just really hot. Well, depends on what hot is. But a coronal mass, yeah, maybe it is. It comes out, and then maybe when it gets to this part, I don't know, guys. I really don't know. It's weird. What else was there that he talked to? Oh, yeah, and here's the newer one. It's exactly the same. It's not different. So there's an anomaly. Hold on, I want to see if there's a starting point to that. Can't see it on this. I don't know if it's zoomed in yet. Let's see. Oh, shoot. So this comes from all the way over here. So look at this tail. It's twice as long as the other one, probably. And then here we see what looks to be the same amount of space that's being lit up, right? It does look about, if you were to say the length of the light that's coming from, or it looks like it's coming from this portion, let's say it's 10 feet. The other one looks like it's 10 feet too, but it's all perspective, I guess. See? Pretty, I'll say this. It's like the same percentage of light. So let's say 25% lights up out of this whole thing. That holds true to the other one too. About 25% of that line looks like it's lit up. 2, 3, yeah, about the same. 25, 50, 75, pretty close. About 30% maybe, I don't know. But it's awesome. I like these things. There's no explanation for them. The only explanation that it could be is something being ejected from the sun, and it's happening at such a fast pace that it just looks funny. I don't know. I don't know. What do you guys think? Thanks, Chris. Continuing supporter of GoofOn. Oh, that's a news break. Who's this? Molly Collie throwing down a super sticker again. Thank you very much, Molly Collie, on top of the super stickers, super chat tonight. That sounded weird. Super chat tonight. I'm such a weird dude. My whole life, people said I'm weird. I said, I am not weird. And I would say that all the time. But around 35 years old, I realized that I'm not changing. So you better come along with me or don't stay around. I don't understand. My parents, they say, who thinks like you? And I go, what I'm thinking right now seems like it should be common knowledge. And the fact that you don't know it is weird to me. We have these conversations every now and then. They're like, how do you come up with this stuff? I'm like, how don't you come up with it? I mean, anyway. Molly, thank you. Thank you, Mrs. C. Mrs. C. Oh, Dorothy sent $3.33 on PayPal. Thank you, Dorothy Hawkins. Yep, 333 USD. Dorothy, that is very nice. Very nice. And always contributor to the show. You don't have to do that. You're okay. It's all right. I appreciate it. I feel, weird. The PayPal's a good touch, though. I like the PayPal. Good touch. PayPal, I get easy access. Anytime you send a super chat, I have to wait till the 21st through the 25th to see all that. So, because they only pay out once a month on YouTube. But I can't thank you guys enough for supporting the show. Like, you know how bad things got because of what happened last year. I just can't thank the people who stayed and realized not everything is what they say we are. I think you people get the idea. Even the people who are new here probably are expecting something else. I don't know. Like for me, it's always normal, and people say, yeah, you shouldn't have said that. You shouldn't say this. And I said, I don't understand why I can't say that. Well, it makes you look bad. It makes you, it makes you look like you're crazy. I said, so the guy who's hoaxing and lying, Jeremy Corbell, let's say, he's okay because, everything he shows can be proved. You know what I mean? But I'm the guy who's the bad guy because I called Jeremy Corbell a sellout. And I said, he's crazy eyes. That's just a nickname because the guy goes with impunity. I mean, how am I the bad guy? It doesn't make sense to me. I could see back like last year when, I was talking about Gomez and stuff like that. That stuff was still, in my opinion, not over the line. I rode the line perfectly, but it made those people triggered. So if you have an expectation of what GoofOn is, I hope it's all that and less. All right. So I have, like I said, tonight's show is a little strange. The Pentagon hides UFO footage of two huge, bright UFOs surrounding a U.S. warship. This is not a fake story. It's real news. I have it right here. I'm going to read this article to you because why would they make a video for us? Can't make things easier for me. I hate reading. COVID. Well, the U.S. Department of Defense withheld video evidence showing two car-sized bright UFOs captured from the deck of a U.S. warship. The Pentagon officials classified this bizarre sighting recorded by the crew of the USS Kearsarge. According to sources, the incident occurred October 2021 with the balls of light hovering approximately 200 feet above the ocean, trailing behind the ship at a distance of around a half a mile. Well, Dave C. Beatty, Emmy Award-winning cinematographer and producer of the UFO documentary, The Nimitz Encounters, which covers the renowned 2004 U.S. Navy incident involving a Tic Tac object, claimed he had information about the video. He revealed that the U.S. Marines stationed on the USS Kearsarge submitted a report to the Pentagon, which is now allegedly keeping the video under wraps. COVID. In March 2022, two senior military officers from the Air Force and the Marine Corps reached out to Beatty about UFOs, which immediately intrigued him as he had a long interest in it. He stated that both officers served in the Middle East. Well, the retired United States Air Force officer, who had not personally witnessed any UFOs during his career, shared his belief that the Department of Defense has compelling evidence of extraordinary flight performance of UAPs. He referred to Elizondo's 5 observables, which Elizondo had used to identify and analyze UFOs during his time running an advanced aerospace threat identification program, ATIP. Elizondo resigned from the but the retired officer suggested that the DoD's research into the UFOs continued, and that the evidence was both compelling and mysterious. Marine pilot, dubbed as Mark, had his own sighting of something in the skies of Iraq in 2003, but he wanted to recount the USS Kearsarge sightings to Beatty that took place during training workups with the Navy FIBRON and Marine Integration Training Units in the fall of 2021. Though he was not aboard the vessel, Mark was familiar with the case. Well, you like how I do that? I'm trying to make it sound like I'm just talking, but it's not working out. Every paragraph I start by saying, well, well, the story begins with the Marines' new ground-based air defense, the GBAD, counter-UAS systems and LMADIS, an air defense counter-drone system featuring the Polaris MRZR all-terrain vehicle, which is equipped with RADA RPS-42S band radar, and the Sierra Nevada MODI electronic warfare system jammer travels. During restricted maneuvering training, where the ship is more vulnerable to attack, air defense artillery units park the LMADIS on the deck and stand watch for air threats. During an underway, the Marines operating the LMADIS unit on the USS Kearsarge spotted two car-sized bright objects following the ship about a half mile behind them and approximately 200 feet in the air. The crew attempted to gain a track using FLIR, thermal targeting optics, but were unsuccessful. Yeah, right, for whatever reason. Yeah, right. Sure. Whatever you say. Yeah, sure. Yeah, it didn't work. Right. Sure. Then they switched to the video camera and recorded the two objects. Oh, that one worked, but not the FLIR, huh? Yeah, no FLIR? No? The crew tracked the objects for several nights. Hey, there's the thumbnail. It is unclear if the crew was able to get radar lock on the objects. Mark, who received this information from a shipmate, has the basics of what happened, but some details remain unclear. Each ball of light, there was two, was about half mile behind the ship, 200 feet up, doing shekel turns in November. About the size of a car is what I'm told, Mark said. According to Mark's source, a group of Marines on a ship in homefront waters spotted two unidentified objects following their ship. The Marines initially thought it was part of a training exercise and activated the counter UAV technology on their LMADIS truck. However, the countermeasures had no effect and the two objects continued to follow the ship. It is unclear what type of jamming and countermeasures the LMADIS unit uses, but they were not able to disrupt the objects. The situation remains unexplained. Earlier, Beatty had disclosed that the USS Kidd encountered at least 4 UAPs in July of 2019, which was confirmed by the deck logs. It is likely that the Navy also sent aloft the Snoopy teams to gather photo and video evidence. Whoa! How'd that jump? I didn't do any. Look, it's moving all on its own. I didn't even do that. That's weird. It keeps going back here. Surprisingly, Beatty's attempt to obtain records related to the event through the Freedom of Information Act, they're called FOIA requests, was rejected on the basis of no records found. Wow. He said, my first FOIA on the USS Kearsarge UAP in 2021 to the Marines came back with no records. I wonder if the UAPTF report went directly to the Navy. I'm told it exists, 100%, waiting on my FOIA, Navy FOIA. And then here's this. Oh, you guys can't read this like me, so I'll read this to you in red. For any and all emails, message, traffic reports, or videos related to or sent to and from the 22nd Marine Expeditionary Unit embarked on USS Kearsarge to their chain of command, including the Marine Expeditionary Strike Group, concerning UAP, UAV, or UAS incursions during training operations in the naval operations area off the East Coast in October through November 2021 and January 2022. Arrow points to, after a thorough search, the requested records could not be located. This does not constitute a denial because no records were found or withheld. Wow. Madonna mia, huh? You know what I mean? You feel me? Moreover, in 2021, Elizondo stated to have seen the UFO footage, describing it as showing, look at this thing moving all on its own. I didn't do that. I didn't even have my hand on it. It's so weird. It's just thinking. And nothing's loading. The page stopped loading when I loaded it hours ago. So I don't know why it's jumping like this. Elizondo says the video shows multiple UFOs which are moving in ways and strange patterns, quote unquote, that humans do not conventionally understand, with data recorded using U.S. military systems. Boop. He also mentioned this video in his interview with GQ. He stated, it was an overwhelming weight of evidence and data. I was talking to pilots routinely. There's video evidence out there in government that the public haven't seen. There's one that's 23 minutes long. There's another one where this thing is 50 feet away from the cockpit. I mean, it ain't ours. I think I've got Elizondo down. Now I just need to get the voice. We know that sometimes you just couldn't believe it. You'd have 7 or 8 incidents in a single day. I'd get these emails from an admiral or a ship's captain saying, Lou, what do you want me to do? I can't keep people below deck forever. These things are swarming my ship. They're all over the place. That's tough. I kept promising the cavalry was coming and I'd have answers for them, and the cavalry never came. Senior leadership didn't want to deal with it. In recent years, there has been significant shift in the mainstream interest in UFOs due to the release of 3 shocking U.S. Navy UFO videos known as Gimbal, Go Fast, and the ever evasive Tic Tac that nobody's ever seen. The U.S. government has established a new office. We know, So there you have it. That's it, kids. It goes back to that 23-minute video conversation that Lou got everybody up in arms over, right? There's this video, see? And it's so clear. The fucking thing gets 50 feet from the cockpit, man. 50 feet, I tell you. If I didn't see it with my own eyes, I'd say it was a hoax. Oh, really? Really? So, a question that needs to be asked to Lou Eliganzo. He'll never answer it because he doesn't watch this show. But if anybody has any contact with Lou, can you ask him to email me or tell somebody, hey, Lou, this is what I want Lou to answer. You saw the 23-minute video. I'm not asking you to describe anything at all, Lou. I don't want to know what it looks like. Don't give a shit. But tell me, just by you watching that video, would we be able to understand? You have a degree in science and shit. You know more than me, obviously. Would any scientist or anybody with the intelligence to understand what they're looking at determine how propulsion is working? Can you answer that? Because if nobody can determine that this object has propulsion, but nobody can tell how or why or what it is, why can't we see it? What's the harm in showing us that? We know you got it. Well, once we unwrap that present, Rich, it will go down a road we cannot come back from. And once we do that, well, you might want to call it a paradigm shift. Life as we know it on this planet would change, Rich. That's why we cannot show the video, you selfish son of a beep, 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 beep. Who the hell are you guys to determine what we, the American people, pay for should see? My tax dollars not only paid for your job, by the way, but that's for another video. My tax dollars, your tax dollars, everybody's tax dollars pays for this stuff. But Rich, they also pay us to keep secrets. I know. But if nobody can tell what the object is doing and how it's doing it, what's the harm with looking at it? For all we know, it's just, it's something like this just going. How could you determine how is it working? Oh my God, dilithium crystals and element 115 combined? Who would have thunk? No, you can't tell how that's happening. So don't tell me you can't show us a 23-minute video of zoom, 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 because who's going to know how that's working? Hell, any scientist in there, this is how stupid they think we are. Because any scientist and anybody who's into this anti-gravity stuff, trying to figure it out, they would tell you that they don't know what they're looking at. Nobody does. Nobody does. They just don't want to show weakness to the other countries. This is who has a bigger dick competition. It's the dumbest thing to not show people that there's something out there that defies gravity, that nobody can explain. Most everybody on this planet is now aware of UFOs. What's the problem? It's the ego. It's the ego. We don't want to show we're weaker. Well, here's the here's the deal. If our government shows us a video like that, you know what it would do? It would open up the floodgates for all the other countries to show theirs too. That's what they're afraid of. And once that happens, you can't put the genie back in the bottle. I just saw that we had a new member and it disappeared off my screen. It was Molly Collie. Molly Collie is a new member of GoofOn. I was just getting to it and I just saw it. It went off the screen. But thank you. There it is. I found you again. Molly Collie became a member of Truthology for UFOlogy. It says a YouTube member because of StreamYard. But thank you very much, Molly Collie. You are a continuing supporter for sure. Thank you. Thank you for being part of the family. You know what I mean? Jammer Travels. Check my oh. $2 from Jammer Travels saying, check my Cash App. I didn't even hear. There's nothing there. Yeah, there's nothing there. No Cash App. No Cash App. Yeah. Yeah, it's not there yet. Maybe it'll be there in a minute. But thank you, Jammer Travels, for the $2 at Gush. Check your Cash App too, Reesh. Thanks, Jammer. A continuing supporter of GoofOn. All right, Stephen Karn. I don't know how I saw this, but I did. What's your opinion on the objects that have been shot out of the sky? Okay, good question. I hope you're still here to hear the answer, because that you put this out 6 minutes ago. I think it was overkill for not shooting the first Chinese spy balloon, which it was a spy balloon, right? Because spy balloons fly between 60 and 100,000 feet or something like that. And that thing was well into 80,000 feet plus. And then it dropped a little bit, but nonetheless, then days go by. What was it? 3-4 days. And now they're shooting down this, and they're shooting down in Alaska, and they shot down one in Canada, and then all this other crap. And meanwhile, while everybody's focused on that, there's been 3 train derailments and one very, very toxic town in Ohio that had a literal mushroom cloud of death. And they just wanted to talk about these objects in the sky and not the derailment and other things, whatever that may be. I think it was a cover, a misdirection by the media, and it was done on purpose because they don't want us to see how awful they are at their jobs. Awful. Our infrastructure is falling apart. If you guys don't know what an infrastructure is, it's all communication, it's hospitals, it's power stations, it is government, it is all the things that pretty much the government pays for, bridges and tunnels, things that need to be fixed. 10 years ago, there was a documentary, it's all over, you can see it on YouTube. The guy went across the entire country and graded the infrastructure of the United States and gave it a D- rating. More than half the bridges in this country are near collapse or beyond the point of where it should have collapsed at some point. That's how bad it is. They try to keep up with patchwork, but when money runs out and administrations play with funds, things don't get done, which is why they have tons of potholes in, suburban areas and outskirts. They're just the further away from central cities, the more potholes you're going to have. It all depends on the city, though, that's for sure. But that's what I think. I think it's a distraction to what's been going on, the border, inflation, just anything to get us talking about what's really going on. That's the distraction I believe it was for. What's up, FAP? Robert Smith, Shelly Michelle, how you doing? Molly Colley's a member. You can help support GoFund the same way. Let's see. I checked the Cash App just to make sure. Nothing. No big deal. Don't worry about it. So I was. Oh yeah, here. All things good with the $2 2-pounder. Well, thank you very much. I need that little attaboy once in a while. I appreciate it. Mucho gusto. Appreciado. Yeah, all things good. Very nice. That's funny. Avatar? Why would you say that? What are you guys talking about? Avatar. I've been on an Avatar kick. Listening to Avatar, yeah. I enjoy Avatar a lot. Not every song is great, but the ones that are good are good. It's like System of a Down. They remind me, not the same. Trug, they're not the same, but it's that kind of music. It's something you got to get used to. It's either you like it or you don't. That's what it is. All right. All right. I see. I've got some nice accolades here for what I just said. Thank you very much. What's Jim Bud Royale saying here? Goof on. I used to be a cabinet office consultant, and I only ever signed an NDA when it was to liaise with embassy workers who needed temporary visas granted to them or members of the public. Yeah, you're not allowed to tell who's coming in and out and, that stuff. That could be looked at as a spy. Yeah, interesting. Well, I've signed NDAs too, many of them with telemarketing companies and other businesses. And pretty much when you go to work for a company that created a product or they're selling something that, it's unique and whatever, it doesn't matter. As long as it's, I don't know what it's called, not copyright, ownership or something like that, trademarked. LLC. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm not a business guy. You know what I mean? I mean, I've owned businesses, 2 businesses, but that was super easy. Yeah. One I created, and the second one was a friend of mine. So, okay. What's this? I'm here still. I always watch and say the end of the show. I absolutely love your show, man. You're great. And you're a great mate, everyone. Hit the like. Oh, thanks, Steven. Thank you. Yep, I know I'm a little late on chat. All these chats were now done. I'm caught up now. Yep. I know. When I read a story, I can't look at chat at the same time. It's impossible. All right, let's get back to work. Thanks for the support. Appreciate it. Now, I want to... this is going to be fun. I'm going to go a little long tonight, probably. It depends how fast I do this. First, I got to play this. What just happened? Are we still live? It says internet's out. That's what it just said. It said that when I went to go pull up this video. Huh. Oh, that sucks. I needed that video. How is that not working? I don't get it. Yeah, it's not. Damn it. All right, next. I really was looking forward to playing that. I won't tell you what it was either, not yet. All right. Bright UFOs. All right, here we go. Well, there's nothing else to the story about the UFOs shadowing the warship. They're not going to show us anything. That's it. Right? And that's the point. It did glitch. I had a feeling it did. Yeah, right. We shouldn't have talked about the sun. Well, thank you, Glenn Collins. So today I wanted to lay out in the sun, right? Pool's closed. Today I was supposed to go. Yeah, I didn't go to the beach today. I was supposed to go to Clearwater, but something came up. I can't really talk about it. I got to have my personal business. Yeah, I was really upset. Tomorrow I can't go. I have family coming in from out of town tomorrow. Oh, wait, tomorrow's Thursday. And then I can't go anywhere this weekend. I have to watch my my parents' house and their dog. Shit. All right, let's get back to work. I've got interesting things to show you here. Thank you very much. Appreciate it, guys. All right. Oh my God, I have so much stuff. This is unbelievable. Yesterday, I talked about the 37th parallel and cattle mutilations and things of that nature. And I don't know, this video just showed up in my feed. I didn't look for it, but I wish I got it yesterday. I just want to play this.
Ever seen this map of notable UFO sightings in the United States? And yeah, the bookstore is right about there. Turns out that that's the 37th parallel, and there might be some kind of connection between that and UFO sightings.
All right. I just heard the music in the background, so I turned that off. Yeah, it was just confirmation. Any videos I play tonight that are not shorts, the link will be in the show description, like Into Thin Air. All right, let's see. I can't believe this. How come I didn't play this yesterday? Right? Or the day I did the cattle mutilation show. Whatever day that was. I don't remember anything anymore. I'm old. I'm now a senior. Well, 16 days.
But there are a couple. One is we know at least 10,000 cases. In all 50 states, they've been reported since the 1970s. I'm going to share something with you that is pretty startling. This is a paper that was written by NIDS, National Institute for Discovery Science. One of the investigations that they carried out was in Montana. There was a sheriff. His county is home to Malmstrom Air Force Base, nuclear missiles.
Yeah.
And there were a whole outbreak of these UFO sightings over the missile bases.
But by the way, just interject, in Dumas, Texas is one of the largest nuclear missile disarmament and maintenance facilities in the world. Pantex. Extraordinary coincidence.
Well, it is exactly the pattern that happened in Montana over a series of years. They had something like 200 mutilations in this guy's county. And it was happening in the same time period that UFOs were appearing over these missile silos. Some of those silos were taken down. They were inoperative for a period of time.
By what?
The story has put out its mystery helicopters.
Holy shit.
It was reported by the Washington Post and the world ignored it. It's well documented. This is a report by the FBI.
He didn't say who it's well documented from. It's been documented. Who was it? It was just documented. It was well documented. So, who was it? Yeah, but it was documented. It was documented. That's all. All right. Did you hear that? I mean, he didn't even tell him.
That UFOs were appearing over these missile silos. Some of those silos were taken down. They were inoperative for a period of time.
By what?
The story has put out its mystery helicopters.
Holy.
When Jeremy said by what, George started answering, there was an edit right there. So Obviously, this isn't as natural as they want us to believe. Watch.
Some of those silos were taken down. They were inoperative for a period of time.
By what?
The story is put out.
By what? The story. I mean, George is answering as soon as Jeremy got the last. The edit was too close together for that to be natural.
Silos were taken down. They were inoperative for a period of time.
By what?
The story has put out its mystery helicopters.
By what? The story's put out its mystery helicopters.
Holy shit.
It was reported by the Washington Post and the world ignored it. It's well documented. This is
It's well documented. It's helicopters, mystery helicopters. That's it, Jeremy. It was well documented though. That if that's well documented, then that explains why Bob Lazar is deemed legit by these two guys. What investigative journalism by George Knapp. It's documented. All right? What do you want from me, Jeremy? I didn't have to do the work. It's documented. All right? I know we're on camera. I'm used to it, Jeremy. But I ain't gonna be. It's documented. Nice edit.
A report by the FBI in the late 70s, a big outbreak of cattle mutilations. And some U.S. senators said, hey, let's get to the bottom of this. The ranchers are raising hell. And they hired an ex-FBI agent and basically gave him an assignment. Explain this.
That's the actual FBI
from
report.
the FBI, right. He took a lot of legitimate evidence and then gave a whitewash explanation that it's predators. It's bullshit. It's not predators. Contrary to the FBI and the government's attempts to wipe this away.
Wait, how do you know, George? Explain yourself. He never explains himself. Well, listen, watch.
Took a lot of legitimate evidence and then gave a whitewash explanation that it's predators. It's bullshit. It's not predators.
It's not predators, guys. It's bullshit. George just said it. Well, how do you know? Guys, George just said it. Are you not paying attention? Yeah, I know, but how do you... Listen to me. George Knapp just said it. Don't you get it? It makes it so by saying so. Hello?
Legitimate evidence and then gave a whitewash explanation that it's predators. It's bullshit. It's not predators. Contrary to the FBI and the government's attempts to wipe this away with that report, the mystery continues.
If cattle mutilation does happen in waves, we have a reemergence.
There have been, really concerted efforts to make the public ignore it and explain it away. The public's not stupid.
Witnesses are reaching out to me now.
George says the public is not stupid. Yet he wants us to believe in his stupid. Blue Glass says for $2. Jeremy Corbell's voice is used as torture at Gitmo. I heard the same thing. There was a report of, what was it, 2 or 3 Iraqi soldiers and 1 American guard that their ears started bleeding just by the video of Jeremy's voice, just listening like we are. Oh, you don't know this, but I have a Jeremy Corbell signal thing to block. I don't. See, I shouldn't have. I had good enough. I was fine. I should have just left where good enough was. I couldn't have done. I went too far. Thank you, Blue Glass. Very, very astute. You get it. Molly Collie, 99-cent super sticker. Molly's throwing down the dough like it's Fort Knox tonight. Thank you very much. Molly is a member and a continuing supporter of Goof On. All week, too. Mucho gusto, Mollyoso. Thank you. Molly Collie, everybody. All right, let's get to more fun stuff. I love those guys. They are Banta Fada, right? Isn't that what it is? Banta Fada? They're Banta Fada. Podcaster Payne Lindsay on what the government won't tell you about UFOs. Are you ready for this? You want to hear this? There's undoubtedly something going on that is either otherworldly or unexplained by our current rationale. And I think that the government also thinks that, or they wouldn't have a UFO task force and have been studying these things for 50 plus years if it was all just for fun. Something has happened where it made it real, Lindsay said. Wow. Whew. Solid gold. Solid gold. There's something going on. Something happened. Unbelievable quotes. Something is going on and something happened. Mwah. Picasso couldn't have drawn better words. You understand? That's the kind of art that was. Here's a video. I think you guys are going to enjoy this one. 3 military jets chasing silver UAP 2023, and then it disappears. The actual video description states that this UFO is being chased by 2 jets in the video, but there's a definite third jet at the beginning of the video and 2 others chasing the UFO. That makes 3 jets. This is really interesting. I am actually... Now, I don't know, but this video to me looks like it's been around a while. I think I've seen this before. These 3 jets chasing this UFO object actually lose their target in the end, they say. One jet peels off and flies away to start off with, and then the other 2 jets stay on target, but then the second jet also peels off. Then it just goes down to the one jet chasing the UFO, and then in the end, it loses it. It just disappears. I don't know if this is real, but it definitely looks legit. From Anonymous Shadow on Twitter, in 3, 2, 1, engage. Has anybody ever seen this? There it is. That's Marie's UFOs right there. Yeah, just like Marie's UFOs. Same thing. It's not the same thing. Marie's UFOs fly around like they're bugs and dust and dirt. This thing is going in a straight line. Yeah, look at that. Somebody turned on the afterburners or something. Watch. Where's the UFO, you say? I thought it was... Yeah, I know it vanished. So, watch again. Just for the... Oh! Because it happens now. Now. Here's something to think of. That object isn't really there. No. No, it's there. It's not CGI. I guarantee it. Guarantee that's not CGI. This thing looks definitely real. You know, what bothers me about the video, it doesn't match the description given. Well, I want to see the object disappear. I thought we actually see the object disappear. That guy cut off. And, yeah, I must be thinking of another video. Because I thought we would see the object and then it just vanished, but... Yeah, I don't know, man. That's an interesting video for sure. It is. Yeah, I just don't know much about it. I found it before Showtime. Here's some good I have ready to go right here. Check this out. So this is from Patrick Johnson on Twitter. He writes, because Think Tank has this video up. It's from Houston. I like this video. It says the type 1 spheres in V formation vertical configuration equals target is side on. The spheres use a low to ground data relay type 3. This signal redirect allows stealth / hypersonic 360-degree intercepts by product of this system is poltergeist activity. I don't know what I just read to you, but that's what's in the tweet. Now they're creating new narratives and new language, a new way to speak. You know, you just put a bunch of things up and they don't have to make sense. You know, hypersonic 360-degree intercepts by product of this system is poltergeist activity. I mean, where's the, let's watch. It's fake. It's balloons. It's drones. It's kites. Kites. Sometimes you feel like a nut. Sometimes you are. Woo! Amen. Joy's got nuts. This guy don't. Oh, sometimes you feel like a. Sometimes you don't. 2 all beef patty, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun, and tickles. Have a way to eat your burger today. I don't know, man. I was going to call this a fake, but I think it's real. I don't know. It's interesting. And I know it's real because the camera's not doing a very good job of focusing. It's trying, and you can see it giving that pulse when phones try to focus in on something. They go in and out. You know, they keep trying to adjust, and it looks like the objects are all pulsing at the same time. I don't know. Probably, obviously it's not UFOs. They're Chinese lanterns because there's only a 30-second video. It's like, why would there be only a 30-second video? I looked for more. There isn't. Like, why would you only show that? You know why. This is interesting, this next one. Let me pull it up. Now, this is a good one. From Nikki Noel on Twitter. She says, me and Liam's favorite UFO video. We see it every night. On a clear night, it is so bright. It acts as one and flies from one side of the sky to the other, and then will separate and switch places. It looks so different in person. It's pretty small, but is always easy to find. Okay. Did you guys get all that information? No, me neither. Good. So they're focusing in on this cluster, and they're seeing like one object go from here to here, and then it switches with another object. It's a weird video for sure. Are you guys seeing this? I just realized what's going on. There's nothing going on here. Nothing. Not a damn thing. You know what this is? It's just background noise. And they think there's objects zipping around. But it's background noise. On my cell phone, I couldn't tell that. But now that I'm seeing it on a 40-inch monitor, that's all this is. There's nothing happening here. Do you understand why I'm so frustrated? These objects aren't objects. It's just background noise. And every now and then, something weird will show up, but if you look everywhere, those bulges are all over the place. There. Yeah. Interesting. But Nothing going on. Don't you see the games that, if... Why do they do that? How do they not know? It's there every night, and we record it every single night. Did you call the news? Did you call anyone? A scientist? Go to a local college and get their science department? No, we just assumed we would keep recording it until it stopped, but it never stops. Every night we go out there and look up at the sky, and we see all these things going around the object. Very easy to see, as you can look in the video. There are objects all around. Haha. Sir, that is just background noise. It is not background noise. How dare you tell me that's background noise? Get the hell out of my office. And that's how that'll go. You know, that's something Marie UFOs would definitely believe in. Oh, I see objects all over, she does, yeah. Ah, brother-in-law. What else? I like that. I got to play this clip and then we'll get out of here. I have so much more to go over, but I didn't expect to talk as much as I did tonight or be 15 minutes late. All right. 20 minutes. Sorry. Actually, 15. Yeah, 15. Watch this. This is a good video. Watch.
To Dr. Robert Schoch. What I had heard is that when he presented that water erosion evidence of the Sphinx, apparently he was at like a conference of nearly 200 geologists. He did a comparison essentially as like, would you agree that this limestone has water erosion? And would you agree that this limestone has wind and sand erosion?
Right.
It's a resounding yes. And it turns out he was showing you two different parts of the Sphinx. You don't have to go to school for a bunch of years to at least wrap your head around that it is indeed water erosion. And the implications of it are astounding because it means that if the Sphinx is supposed to be 4,200 years old, and yet the last time the Nile Delta region had significant rainfall was nearly double the age of that in itself, I mean, I would consider that to be scientific evidence.
Because in academia, challenging conventional ideas gets you in deep shit. Even though we would like to believe that these archaeologists only base their opinions on data. That's not true. A lot of them have a long history of teaching things that eventually turn out to be incorrect, and they fight it tooth and claw.
Going back to Dr. Robert Schoch, what I had heard is that when he presented that water erosion evidence of the Sphinx, apparently he was at like a conference of nearly 200.
I was checking emails to see if somebody gave me permission to play something. They didn't get back yet. Remember I showed you that video the other night of the guy with the police, and he was, just dressing him down in front of the other officers and all that. So I emailed him and he got back to me. So we're incommunicado. I told him I really appreciate the work he's doing and that I'll be giving it a try, and then he got back. Good to see. All right. That about wraps it up, right? That's it. Are we done? Yeah, we're done. Then, tomorrow's show is going to be a little more fun then. Yeah, I don't know. There may be some good news for tomorrow. And the good news is, I think I found a way to get my videos up during the live show. So hopefully tomorrow I will be able to do that, but keep your fingers crossed. Nobody knows. Wait, hold on. It's true, Jim Bud Royale. Reading your email. That's true. Why can't you show your brown triangles when Jeremy Corbell shows his green ones? You can show them all you want. It's just mainstream media won't show it. That's the difference between me and you and Jeremy. We're nobody to mainstream media. We're not playing their game. Capiche? That's why. Sorry about being late today. We'll be back tomorrow night at 7 o'clock sharp. We've been pretty good. I've been starting the show on time. It's very, very rare it happens. A couple times a year. A month. But hey, when you do 25 shows a month or 25 to 30 shows a month, you might be late. It might have, the host may fall asleep. All right, I will talk to you later. Thank you, everybody. Molly Colley and joining up on Goof On and being a member. Everybody, I appreciate your support as well. Newcomers and veterans, thank you. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. At least thumbs up. We need 150 thumbs up and 50 comments. The algorithm will open up the floodgates if we can get those every show. We're right around there. But I appreciate everybody. We had a good show tonight. Thank you for coming here and hanging out. And moderators and super chatters, unbelievable. Thanks for your support. And what else? Yeah, we are truth. Truthology for ufology, as I was saying. All right. And we'll be back tomorrow night, 7 o'clock. Tomorrow's Thursday. I don't like Thursdays here for Goof On. I think I should take Thursday off, but I'm not. We'll see what happens. All right, everybody. Take care. Be safe. And alien bless.
Warning. Control life. Warning. Warning. Failure. Control life. Warning.
Unidentified flying object.